Hey friends, we are looking at the White House. This is a set made by IMEX and Oxford. It's a Korean-made brick company, and it is actually pretty darn good. In this video, we're going to take a dive into the different parts. We'll look at all the different sides, and we'll see what it's all about. Because I'm lazy, I am going to ask Google to tell us about the White House. Hey, Google, tell me about the White House.
The White House is the official residence and workplace of the U.S. President, located at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. It was designed by James Hoban in a neoclassical style and has served every president since John Adams in 1800. The complex includes the executive residence, the West Wing, which houses the Oval Office, and the East Wing. It's a massive site with 132 rooms, 412 doors, and 147 windows, currently owned by the federal government and managed by the National Park Service.
Hey, Google, stop. Here's the box kind of back here. You can see what it looks like. And an instruction manual. Almost looks like a calendar. And you can see it has, pretty familiar assembly instructions. And the colors, everything were pretty good on it. So you can see this is kind of an architectural style model. So here is a minifigure for scale. And so it's not minifigure scale, of course. And everything you see here is printed. So this is a printed decoration, and the flag is a printed decoration. And this is, I believe, the north side of the building. And then this is the south side of the building. And so depending on which one you've seen more often, one side might look more familiar to you. And the parts click together really, really well. I wanted to mention that about the brick quality. These are made, like I said, they're made in Korea. The bricks are made in Korea. This company, Oxford's been around since the 1960s. And it was really refreshing to click these particular bricks together. I had spent over a week clicking bricks together by another company called Tycol. Oh my gosh, I needed a huge break after that. The Tycol ones, they hurt my hands so bad, especially the one-by-one plates and things. Just getting them in there is so bad. And moving over to these particular bricks, it was so much better. They clicked together so much smoother, and everything was just as expected. So I really appreciated that. So you can see for this model, it has this black kind of plinth on it, and it is really, really sturdy. I'll show you underneath. It's got another bonus green, like huge plates under there that tie it all together. Then the top of it has its own plates. So you're looking at something that is extremely sturdy, really well put together. And then of course you've got your tiles, your brick built structure, and they do some interesting things here and there in order to get the math and the geometry to work out. I like in here, there's these tiles you can see in there, and then a step. They did a good job with these kind of railing pieces in order to get that perimeter on the outside. One nitpick I had about it was these particular bars, they don't click into the top of this, so you have to pull them out as far as they can go, and they really don't want to stay, and there's just not quite enough friction between the bar and this cone, so they end up sagging into the cone. So it was quite common that I would end up with a gap along the top here between the bar and the roof, and so I had to kind of gingerly keep tweaking that a little bit. I like this suggestion of shrubbery. They've just done that. It's nice and symmetrical. The windows are handled with these 1x2 grill pieces that are clear. I think that works out pretty well. I think these are supposed to be windows up here along the roof as well, but those are just 1x1 black pieces. And I think they've used black pieces along the side here as well, just to be windows rather than using clear pieces. I think that's the right choice to do that. Along the back, more of these windows, more shrubbery, and this is kind of the rounded portion of the White House that you might. This is the side that the film Independence Day decided to blow up. That's what I remember on this, for this side of the White House. This is the one that they used in that shot. I'll put a photo of that up. And then with the roof, pretty good shaping, just your standard kind of roof. Um, a lot of these are great pieces to have just to make that really very sloped, low profile kind of look to it. And I wonder, oh, I see. We're using these kind of cheese slopes in here, and that's why the angle is not quite exactly the same. And because it's IMEX, they have somewhat proprietary cheese slopes. So I don't know if you can see, but they're not, they have this extra groove in there. And so that's just a quirk of what IMEX does. But for the most part, these parts are parts that you're going to see and they're going to feel familiar to you as you're building it. All right, I do want to thank my friends at IMEX for sending this to me to review. They felt like this would be a good one for the 4th of July, and I think they're right. Check out IMEX if you haven't. They do a lot of like RC cars, like really great collection of radio control cars in different scales, but they also do brick built models and with a somewhat of an emphasis on military. And the military models are really well done. And you'll see like I've got a bunch that I've reviewed on this channel and I've really enjoyed them. And so this is the first one I've done that was not a vehicle, that was more of a architectural piece, and they did a really good job with this. I think this will look great on display. All right, there you go. Like the video if you like it, hit subscribe. That will help me keep bringing interesting sets to you all to share. All right, thanks so much.